What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Dave's Daily Dives here, where I dig into the major stock market index charts of the day. Don't leave me hanging there, though. Let's take a look at 5 Zacks Rank #1 strong buy stocks that are breaking out to new highs. Special weekend edition here, so most of you will be watching this Monday or over the weekend heading into Monday, so I wanted to give you some actionable ideas and things that you could apply in your trading next week, investing next week, whatever it is you're doing next week, market related, we're here for you. So I'm going to kick this off, as always, with the S&P 500. I've been playing off the big, now we've got a big fib, guys, the big fib. August lows to the recent highs. And this week's price action took us down a little bit. So we got that intraday drop yesterday. I was talking about the move on the Nikkei hits a big fib, then it starts to sell off overnight. That translates on through to the morning. You get risk off, sort of algo moves. And I told everybody yesterday that I bet you we have an inside day heading into the weekend. Sure enough, well within the range of yesterday's session. Now, a couple of things to be, I guess, just aware of, right? The first is that this low did not penetrate this low. So yesterday's intraday low didn't even get into November's worst, okay? You still have the 23.6% fib retracement at 25.54 and change. That's still lingering well below the current price action. So still lots of bullish parts to this chart. Then obviously you have the 50-day moving average down here at 25.33. So still rather, plenty of support here for the rally. Looking at the S&P 500, what should you be keeping an eye on? Well, you should be keeping a very close eye on the lows of Thursday. So 25.66. See if we get anywhere near there during the session on Monday. It's going to take an awful lot of bearishness over the weekend to get us there, because we have this very nice move here today. The fact that it hung in there, that the market hung in there and did not get close to testing yesterday's lows, that is a very bullish sign. So good things, even after sort of the rough day the other day. We still obviously have a very good trend channel to the upside. These are all very good things. Then I want to take a look in on the NASDAQ here, the tech-heavy NASDAQ. You had some really good reports this week. Just last night talking about NVIDIA. They had a pretty good day today, also up about little over 5%. So everything's looking good still here. Early returns are in on Singles Day for Alibaba. In the first the first 3 minutes rather, they did 1.5 billion with a B over Alibaba for Singles Day. So I'm doing this right around, a little later on Friday night. That's right, guys. My Friday nights, I'm spending it with you. So here we're looking at this fib also. September lows to this October high have the retracement, and then we drew a fib extension there, 50% extension. Figured the market would come down a little bit, and it did. Came down a little bit. So what does that mean? I think we've got same sort of scenario where you watch that intraday low from Thursday, and you have to be happy about the price action that we saw on the NASDAQ today. So again, a bullish sign. But keep an eye out. 66.87 is where you're going to want to look out for on the NASDAQ next week. Of course, this move to the downside yesterday woke up our little buddy, the VIX. We actually got above 10 bucks. Hooray, a double-digit VIX reading. That crept a little bit higher again here today, but didn't get close to over 12 bucks where it ended up trading during yesterday's session. So overall, market's still very calm, VIX still very low, and we've got some decent areas of support in place. All right, now let's get to a few stocks you need to have on your radar for Monday. The first, Estee Lauder, my friends, ticker EL. Now we're going to zoom out. I'm going to pull up here the shaken money flows. It kind of gets blown up when you have a big gap up here, so pay no attention to the man behind the curtain over here. But what you do want to look at, every time it comes down to the 50-day, they bid it, bid it, bid it, bid it. Now we've got a gap and go, so forget about it. If you're looking at a stock like this and you want to get long, you're going to have to put your stops down in the gap, maybe even under the 50-day moving average, which isn't really all that far away if you think about it. The stock's at 124. the 50 days down at 111. So you got a pretty tight. That's less than 10% really, just less than 10% off of the highs. So, or just a little over 10% rather. Excuse me, off the highs. So pretty good risk versus reward when you're talking about Estee Lauder, ticker EL. Now remember, all of these that I'm showing you here are Zacks Rank #1 strong buy stocks, so they're breaking out to the upside, and you have a very compelling earnings story behind it. These earnings estimates have been creeping up in a positive direction, and now with Hess here, or H&E Equipment, the ticker HEES, look at how we have a rally off of basically election day, creeps down, and then extends. Look familiar? It should look familiar. It looks a whole lot like a fib retracement and extension to me. So why don't we go ahead and just draw that? And you can see there the interaction with the fibs, finding support at the 61.8 and then moving higher. So what you want to do is go ahead and draw yourself some targets to the upside. So I'm going to do that. Let me get the thug pink out of the way here. And we're going to add a negative 50% retracement here. So that's basically the extension, right? Apply that. And you'll see there was the initial sort of price target there. 35s on H&E Equipment. Still haven't got into there. But you can also notice that it broke through this previous resistance level, came down to retest the breakout area, and then moved higher. That is a very bullish sign. I expect that this powers on through 50, or the 50% extension, and finds even new highs. Again, the 50-day down there at 28.94. Then we've got Jones Lang LaSalle out of downtown Chicago. This is a little bit choppier. Stock has a tendency to flirt within a certain range of the 50-day moving average, and now all of a sudden, my friends, it's on the move. So breaking out from that 135 level, this is another scenario where you can chase it, keep your stop shy of 135, and just go ahead and ride that breakout off into the sunset. That's Jones Lang LaSalle, ticker JLL. Now we're going to step into the Limelight. That's right, Limelight Networks, ticker LLNW. And these guys have been on a tear. I know a lot of you start licking your chops when you see a $5 stock. You really shouldn't be looking at stocks that way, but it is what it is. These are Zacks Rank #1 strong buy stocks, so the earnings estimates have been ticking up along the way. If you want evidence of that, take a look at the price consensus and EPS surprise chart on Zacks.com. But since coming down underneath the 50-day a little bit, they've found support. Again, the buyers are in here, and now it's starting to go off to the races. 50 days all the way down at 431. So this one may be a little bit frightening to go ahead and chase, but I do want to show you here there hasn't been many gaps, so we can still use these shaken money flows. You don't want to use the shaken when there's gaps, but look at what this shows. Mounting buying pressure here, and now it's in positive territory. So what you want to see is the stock to move up along with these money flows. That shows you that volume is really coming in to buy this thing. I would wait a little bit because I'm not seeing that spike up in the money flows along with the chart. You can wait for a little bit of a pullback, get a better price, but still a great idea here on Limelight Networks. And the last thing we're going to talk about is Wynn Resorts out there in Vegas. It's been a really great move here from the November lows. Decent sort of trend line here, but there have been times where it comes down underneath that 50-day and gets beat up a little bit. Most recently, it happened towards the end of the month. Last month, found a bid, breaking higher at 52-week highs. This is something you can buy. Put your stops down below the 50-day. You might even want to get underneath this swing low over here at 140 and just go ahead and grip it and rip it. That's all I got for you here today on Dave's Daily Dive. Of course, you can read all that I write in Momentum Trader and Surprise Trader if you're hooked up on one of our ZU memberships. Or you can see me in any of my live videos, including Zacks Live Trader on our YouTube channel. And then, of course, I'm all over Twitter at Bartosiastics. So everybody have a fantastic week. And if you're watching this on Monday, happy Monday. Get up and at 'em and let's make some money this week. Have a good one.